There is one stock that is about to skyrocket. This company is a Chinese company. It's on an American stock exchange, of course. And the Chinese indexes, yin and FXI, are holding up well, even as the market sells off significantly, suggesting that investors are pulling money out of the big companies, Nvidia, AMD, notably down. Also notably, SoftBank has a 3% stake. This is Masa, the big bet guy, in this company, Alibaba. The ticker symbol is BABA. That is the stock. SoftBank sold its entire Nvidia stake to go, not all in, but to bet on OpenAI. So it just goes to show there's still a lot of interest in Alibaba. Cathie Wood also investing in Alibaba recently. So there's interest here. And given the Trump-Xi tensions, the stock has had a little bit of volatility recently, even as those tariffs were rolled back on the US's case and the retaliatory tariffs were unwound a bit. The stock is holding up despite all that. And Xi has mentioned he has quote unquote unwavering support for Chinese tech companies, Alibaba being one of the main ones. So even as Baidu sells off a little, Alibaba is strong today on a day where the market is really having a roughest time in just over a month. So let's jump into the chart. That's a long beginning preamble, but it's a lot of important information about a sector that people are often scared of investing in, Chinese stocks. But this is a massive company with 20-30% cloud revenue growth. It's the Google of, well, no, it's not the Google of China. That would be Baidu. It's really the Alibaba of China is what it is. So kind of like Amazon. Let's jump into a little breakdown here before I say more stupid stuff.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
All right, so here's the chart. It's holding up despite some major unwinding, obviously, on those Trump-Xi disagreements around 1010. Interestingly, selling off came before the SPY noted that. And then after Trump and Xi met in South Korea on October 30th, some more selling off. So a little failed breakout today, but a failed breakout today is a total win. Big strength in the morning. Of course, this company trading a little gappy, a little weird. I mean, if you look at the Chinese indexes, oops, that's not it, FXI, and yin, they're holding up, and they're always a little gappy because this is a bunch of Chinese companies, and so the time zone is whatever it is, 18 hours off or whatever it is. So that's expected. So BABA's the stock of interest, holding up at this level, very clear risk level, pretty much from those 1010 lows. Testing once, maybe testing again yesterday. You do have to be careful not to hold a big position into earnings at the end of this month. But compared to its peers, Baidu, I mean, big sell-off today. Baidu, Chinese Google, not doing so well. Google, which is the American Google, selling off as well, even after a strong earnings result. Amazon as well. All these big Mag 7 companies sold off, of course, led by Tesla, unfortunately. So that's the worry. And if you're wondering where is money going, well, healthcare, still strong. Oil and gas, Exxon, Chevron, strong. Banks, pretty strong. I mean, a tough, rough day today, but in general, besides today, which is really rough, they had been doing well. So kind of a canary in the coal mine if these don't hold up, but they had been doing pretty well besides today. I don't know why Morgan Stanley is so difficult to see in detail on this chart, but it's kind of besides the point. So China stocks look interesting, and most interesting is Alibaba. So let's take a look at what this company's been up to recently and just make sure, kind of have a feel on who they are and what they're all about. So this is Alibaba, the e-commerce company. this is why they're not a direct analog to Amazon, because they do have this B2B marketplace. I mean, famously, for the internet native, they're the backbone of drop shipping, right? So that's kind of a little bit of a seedy underbelly, but they definitely have some strong, legitimate businesses. The cloud computing business is huge, 20-30% growth. And obviously connecting suppliers to buyers and being in China they're the far away winner. So there's no other country where that would make as much sense. And, they do have AliExpress is the retail marketplace I'm talking about. But they do have some other ventures, Alipay, Ant Group, that make this a lot more like Google. Google has Google Ventures, and Google had to self-driving cars. Not everything works out, but it sort of muddies the waters a little bit as to whether Google is a monopoly. And it seems like Alibaba doesn't necessarily need to worry about the antitrust thing as much, but definitely follows a similar playbook. So Kathy Wood recently made this investment, $25 million. It's not a huge percent of her fund, I don't believe at all, but it is notable. She bought somewhere in here. So after it was up significantly from this earnings, and I think it's pretty close to her average right now. So that's definitely notable. And then as far as the earnings, November 25th, definitely important. And these Trump-Xi tensions are going to be important as well. Xi definitely has, so far, pledged unwavering support. Of course, there's always the overhang of the Jack Ma situation from years ago. But as it stands, everything seems good. So this isn't a long-term bet on China. This is just a 1 to 3 month idea. But everything seems positive. It seems like kind of a truce. And even though the market sold off after that South Korea meeting on the 30th, which we can see in Alibaba's chart as well right here, all the talks were solid there. So it was just some profit taking, I believe. So that's the idea, Alibaba. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. If you want a free course on how to buy stocks before they go up, hit that subscribe. I'll post that in the YouTube posts once a month. And if you want help for $25 for 7 days on stocks, head over to stockscommunity.com. See you in the next one.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.